The Garo arc of One Punch Man is finally over. After 8 years of build-up, we finally got to see how the arc ends in a spectacular fashion. Fans were going absolutely crazy at the peak fiction we got out of One Punch Man. So now fans are wondering what's going to happen after the Garo arc. So for this video, we're going to have major spoilers as we dive into the webcomic and start to dissect and break down a couple of the mini arcs that are coming up in the next saga. And speaking of which, there's really not a final boss in the next couple arcs or sub-arcs. The only one that it really could be is Metal Knight potentially, as most of the story tends to lead into Genos' redemption arc against Metal Knight and the Mad Cyborg, which we still don't have 100% confirmation that Metal Knight is the Mad Cyborg, but it appears that way. It very well could also be Drive Knight. We'll touch on that again in a little bit. A lot of things are going to happen in the next arc. We're going to have a couple major battles: Tatsumaki versus Saitama, Saitama versus Flashy Flash versus Sonic, Fubuki versus Tatsumaki. A lot of the heroes will be battling each other, and we will get to see what happens when an Esper uses their full power on Caped Baldy, but I think we all know what happens there. There's a super ninja villain that arises, and we get to meet Blast Son Blue. That's coming up right after this message from our sponsor. This video is brought to you by the one and only Raid Shadow Legends, and they've just celebrated their 3rd anniversary. So we're gonna go over their top 3 champions for PvP. Number 1, we're gonna go with Ursaga Warcaller because she's basically the best champ in the game for team protection. For number 2, we go with Hegemon, so we always go first. Kandrafon for number 3 because he has that insane damage. He's got that one-shot potential. And this month, Raid's got a non-stop schedule of events and activities, including the Forge Pass Season 3, with some amazing rewards to offer, including a limited edition artifact set. And if that's not enough, Raid's bringing out some new champions, along with some awesome-looking champion skins for the incredible Madame Ceres. But wait, there's even bigger news. Later this month, Raid is giving everyone's favorite champion an upgrade he deserves. You might have seen his struggle for awesomeness in some of Raid's hilarious videos, but finally, Death Knight is becoming a legendary champion. It's something we've all been waiting for, and I can't wait to see how Ultimate Death Knight turns out. There's never been a better time to get started with Raid. New players can use my link in the description or scan the QR code you're seeing on the screen and get a free starter pack worth almost $30, a free champion called Aina, and this cool in-game loot. You'll find rewards in your inbox for the next 30 days only. So let's jump into what happens once Garo jumps away. In the webcomic and the manga, in an extremely similar fashion, Garo gets his face shattered off and then he ends up surviving and just running away. And Saitama goes to search for his house, which is ultimately destroyed. And that's basically where we're leaving off here. There is one more chapter coming this week to wrap up some of the loose ends of the Garo arc, but I don't think it'll change anything and be too impactful. There's a new apartment or housing complex that's built, and Saitama moves there, to which he's attacked by a group of super powerful robots, and he easily one-shots them. He basically has Rover as a pet right now, and he has also achieved A rank number 39, Hero Caped Baldy. So Genos did say after the time travel that he's gonna go and tell people who need to know what exactly happened. I think Genos is gonna tell the Hero Association that Saitama traveled backwards in time, defeated Garo, and he is the true hero. They'll probably promote him to A rank. So this new apartment complex facility has a defense system that was actually built by Metal Knight. And guess what Saitama just did? He just one-shot all of Metal Knight's super powerful robots. And this is going to get Metal Knight to, as we get to see his face for the first time, start to analyze Saitama's data. And he understands that Saitama is at least, in his own words, at least S rank. So someone else is catching on to Caped Baldy's true power. And this isn't going to be too important for now, but it will be for later because the current story of the webcomic right now is the basically Metal Knight arc, the Genos redemption arc. We're still waiting for the next chapter to find out what happens. Does Genos go in and fight some super powerful Mad Cyborg, which apparently Metal Knight has created? So we're really excited to see what happens in the next webcomic chapter, but that's where the story is right now. In the One Punch Man manga, we were expecting Psychos to come back and have this battle with Fubuki as she basically powers up and learns a new psychic ability in combat, but they didn't have that in the manga. Instead, we got this Psychos Orochi fusion, but we did see Psychos survived Tatsumaki's Spear of Light attack as she crawled out of some rubble, so she's probably going to be arrested and thrown into a jail cell, to which Fubuki goes and has some conversation with her, but not before before Tatsumaki arrives. Fubuki and Tatsumaki will battle each other here, and Fubuki has powered up quite a bit in the last arc, but she's still going to be nothing compared to Tatsumaki, which is slightly unfortunate. But then eventually Saitama will come and Tatsumaki will try to take on Saitama, and I think you guys know what's going to happen there. This arc will also touch on Flashy Flash and Sonic quite a bit, as it's going to tie into the whole ninja arc. There's this ancient ninja monster that basically fought Blast a long time ago, and he's been in hibernation, and he's gonna come out and start to terrorize as well. Flashy Flash will battle Saitama in an attempt to see his true power and quote-unquote teach him. He thinks that Saitama has promise, and he wants to draw out his true potential, like a rock that needs to be shined, and so he'll go into combat with Saitama, and same with Tatsumaki. I think you can guess what happens. He'll also throw his second death punch of the series, but in a similar fashion, he will stop before it connects. There's also an interesting little side story with Saitama and the Saints, who protect over the cruel dragon. A colossal dragon descended upon Earth to become the embodiment of destruction. And they show these little cubes here. They say there's these 9 seal stones that they use to seal the dragon off, but they've collected him, and now they're going to release the cruel dragon, but Saitama is going to one-shot them. It kind of reminds me a lot of God. I mean, these things even look like the dark cubes, but yes, this giant, massive, cruel dragon comes out. He looks terrifying, and Saitama's like, nope, one shot. We'll have the battle with the great ninja master, and then we're going to get into Blast Sun Blue as we introduce the Neo Heroes. And as Genos goes on to explain, the Hero Association was founded by a bunch of millionaires, and as these pro heroes battled, they left all of this destruction, which left the media dissatisfied, and the world started to criticize them, because every time they would battle, they'd blow up a city. So from this, the media began leaking word of scandals that surrounded the donators, the millionaires, and the staff. People started to doubt the heroes and the Hero Association. So this new Hero Association called the Neo Hero Association started. This one employs heroes through a headhunting system. They have better equipment and just better management, and I think they pay more as well. And so they start to scalp all the heroes that they want. They end up getting Child Emperor, Metal Bat, Darkshine, and more. And even Moomin Rider gets a super powerful upgrade from the Neo Heroes, and he basically becomes S rank at some point in this arc. So I'm really excited for Moomin Rider to get his day in the sunshine. So yeah, we'll get a lot of story on these Neo Heroes as they go and they battle these very powerful monsters all over the various cities. And the number one of the Neo Heroes is Blue. We still don't really know why he is on the Neo Heroes, with the exception of I think he's just trying to go in a different path from his father, who is the number one S-rank hero of the Hero Association, Blast. And we got to see some of his abilities and such, and he seems like a pretty cool character. He's 16 years old, I believe. I did a whole video on him. If you guys want to go check it out, I'll leave it in the description and down in the comments as well. 5 disaster-level dragon monsters attack the cities, and we get to see a bunch of our heroes fight them, Blue being one of them. Genos takes on one, Tatsumaki, and so forth. Suryu returns. If you remember him from the tournament, he was a great character, and he's going to join the Neo Heroes as well. They're going to give him one of those super suits, which basically like super amplifies your strength and everything. It's how Moomin Rider became. He was able to one-shot a dragon or demon level monster like it was nothing. He's actually going to fight Garo. So Garo is like a delivery man at this point. He gets attacked by a bunch of heroes, and he goes up against Suryu in one of the super suits. And he doesn't really seem to be having too much of a problem, but this is definitely going to be a fun fight. More super powerful monsters show up, and so the heroes in their super suits and everything keep battling monsters, and it seems to be like this endless chaos of war that's going on in the cities right now. And that's going to happen for quite a while until we lead into Drive Knight having a talk with Genos and basically laying on the whole story to him that Metal Knight has created the Mad Cyborg who destroyed not only his family and his town, but destroyed Drive Knight as well. So they're putting together this plan to invade Metal Knight's fortress, find and destroy the Mad Cyborg, and gain their redemption. But there's something definitely a lot strange about Drive Knight and the way that he's been communicating, the way he asks about the Hero Association and Blast, like he has to know everyone's whereabouts. So it could also be him just fiddling and toying with Genos as well, but we'll have to find that out as we get the next webcomic chapter. So primarily the next saga is a bunch of sub-arcs leading into the Genos redemption arc. Lots of battling, at least, lots of heroes versus monsters. No major villain yet, with the exception of probably the Mad Cyborg, but definitely I don't see the Mad Cyborg being stronger than Garo, so So that's got to be a Genos thing to overcome and finally feel like he's become strong enough. But we'll have to see when we get there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys are pumped. Next chapter, we'll wrap up the Garo arc, and then we're going to start jumping into all of this stuff. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to you soon.